Hello, everybody. Here we are for a fireside chat in preparation for the launch of our new book, The Butterfly Effect. Let's see, Inspirational Women Impacting the World is the theme of our book, and we're excited about it launching on International Women's Day, March 8th this year, so that's 2023. And that's very exciting. So we're doing some chats with the authors from the book. And here we have Jessica Benton, and she has contributed a chapter. And just to give you a little bit of an overview, I'm going to let her do a lot of the intro because it's a very detailed wording in her bio. So she is the graduate medical education coordinator in the Department of Ophthalmology and Visual Sciences in the School of Medicine and Public Health, and that's at the University of Wisconsin-Madison. And of course, the theme of the book is around women impacting the world, how we're each contributing to supporting women, supporting diversity and inclusion, and just really how examples of how one person can have an impact on many people and on a global scale, even just with what we're doing on a day-to-day basis. And so, Jessica, I would love for you to give us a bit more explanation about what you do. You were telling me all about how your work is focused on helping women to get into workplaces that they otherwise might not be, and to feel welcome to the point that they would stay as well.
Well, thank you for that lovely introduction, Kathy. As you said, I work with medical students in a very difficult and highly competitive field of ophthalmology. And it's one of those areas in the medical field where women, especially women of color, are not as well represented as in other areas in medical fields. And there are tremendous and exciting subspecialties to ophthalmology that I didn't even learn about until I recently took this job. And so from a professional standpoint, it's my role to work with those students to ensure that they are getting the clinical and OR experiences that they are interested in, whether it's anything from oculoplastics to glaucoma, to uveitis, to neuro-ophthalmology, and doing what I can to support them so that they continue on their trek to residency and ultimately becoming doctors in the field. What we work with is some students do want to go into optometry. That is a different career. Most of the people we see go into either family practice or general practice or even ER, and they are taught to aspects of ophthalmology to be part of a medical team to assess other issues, underlying issues, through the examination of the eye. So it is a very fascinating area to be a part of, and it's changing, and with research and the dynamics within the work experience. Personally, I want to launch a positivity revolution where people can self-affirm, self-love, and we spend more energy lifting one another up as opposed to tearing each other down. So, and that's what I do on a day. That's what I do on a daily basis, paying it forward to other women so that they can hopefully improve their lives and future generations.
And I love it on your LinkedIn profile, how you describe yourself as a dreamer and an unapologetic optimist. I love that. That's a very inspiring kind of way of presenting yourself. And kind of coming back to the book, and perhaps you can tell us a little bit about your chapter, what inspired it, and perhaps read a little excerpt from it, if you're comfortable with that.
I am comfortable with that. It's interesting. when I was approached to take part in this, I was it didn't it wasn't very difficult to come up with a theme, because what I wrote on was my personal life experience and how I've turned that into my life philosophy in helping others. My story is not uncommon. I grew up with a single mom who did not finish college and had to figure it out the hard way. And, made mistakes along the way, made a lot of wonderful choices, and was fearless, and taught me and my sister so much about life, and in a way that was both painful and tragic and still glorious and beautiful. And she taught us to be inquisitive and to be strong and to be open to experience and perspective, and to be non-judgmental, and to have a wicked sense of humor, because you need to have that when sometimes when life serves you a bunch of lemons, you don't have the water and sugar to make lemonade, so you got to figure it out. And she did. And so I wanted to write about growing up as a child of a single mother who didn't finish college, and how she not only survived, she thrived and taught her children to thrive. And because of that, I'm who I am, and I've paid it forward through scholarships and other acts of kindness to make the world a better place in my little corner.
And in a way, she's created a ripple effect of
exactly
that inclusion and that support that she wasn't even realizing what she was starting or what she was building on.
Exactly. So. And that's kind of what the butterfly effect is something tiny and insignificant, and how it ripples out and impacts other areas and other facets of the world. And so really my inspiration for the book was my mom. Perfect. So if you don't mind, I would like to read just a little bit. Hopefully I won't read it too fast. I'm going to move this over to the screen, so I'm looking actually kind of at you as opposed to profile.
Perfect.
Okay. Here we go. The astounding thing is that my mother always transformed our challenges into fantastic exploits. In the midst of our struggles, we were introduced to exotic cuisine like tuna pate, tuna salad served on saltines. Noodles and tomatoes became a favorite staple at the dinner table, something I still crave from time to time. My mother chose to live in the present and for the future without ever forgetting the lessons of the past. There was only so much a single parent can endure. After years of turmoil, stress, and fighting to create a safe and healthy environment for her girls, it all became too much to manage. With no viable options left, it was time to pack up and return to her Midwestern roots. Our entire life barely filled a 5x8 U-Haul trailer. It took almost 3 days, but we finally reached the land of 10,000 lakes. Years later, I came to understand how difficult it was for my mother to ask her mother permission to return home. Their relationship was tumultuous and complicated. Nevertheless, my grandmother welcomed us without any obvious animosity. I did not transition well to living in suburban Minnesota. During our travels, I broke my leg. I was too tall, too tomboyish, a socially awkward introvert that tried too hard to fit in and to be liked. It didn't help that I was burdened with a thick Southern drawl. My younger sister, blonde and blue-eyed, blended in with the Scandinavians that had settled in the area generations ago. Her extroverted nature made her accent delightfully charming, if not beguiling. It was difficult to have a sister who everyone loved. I, on the other hand, made just two friends, a boy from Iran and another boy from Peru. At least once the cast came off, I learned how to ice skate. And that's it. That's what I'm going to share.
Perfect. Yeah, no, it sounds like you had a life filled with many stories and like you're saying too, that it's always neat to hear stories like that where you came from, such challenging situations as a child, but you've built that personality and that really that goal and that tenacity to help others and to build forward and to create a life where you are impacting more people in a positive way. And like you're saying too, supporting people with scholarships and opportunities and just, encouraging them around what they can do next and that they're welcome and supported in this new education that they're going into and other fields that you've worked in. So that is very exciting. And I assume you're looking forward to the launch of the book. And are you planning to spread it around and share it with a lot of people? Or
I am very much looking forward to the launch of the book. I'm hoping I can get to Toronto. It's not that far away. But yes, you and everyone else will be seeing social media posts as we move closer, 2 weeks away, to the official launch of the book. I am thrilled beyond belief at this amazing opportunity, not just for me and not just for the other authors, but because this creates an opportunity for that conversation, that dialogue, that moment of positive change that we can all affect to lift people up, to create opportunities for women so that they can have better lives and create better opportunities to teach resilience and authenticity and tenacity and dignity in who you are and where you come from. No one should feel ashamed of their past. They should revel in their past and grow from it and use their past to as a lesson. Life is full of lessons, and there's a quote that I love, and it's if you're winning or you're learning. And each individual has the luxury and privilege to define success in their own eyes. It doesn't mean monetarily successful. You choose your happy. And that's what this book really is about for me, is showing others, men and women, but especially women, the opportunity that they don't have to stay where they are. They can create their own butterfly effect.
Perfect. Well, thank you very much, Jessica. I'm looking forward to reading the whole chapter when the book comes out. And just for everyone who's watching this, if you're watching it before March 8th when we launch, then you can pre-order the book. There'll be details in the comments below. And we're all looking forward to having the book out there in the world and sharing all these amazing stories on a global scale. So thank you very much, Jessica, and we will see everybody again soon. So thank you very much.